It's hard for them to see me hurt the way I do, and I'm like a lion with a thorn in its paw sometimes, you know. And it's hard to pet the kitty when the kitty's hurting. So that's the effect that it's had on my life, and I continue to maintain with hope. I hold on to hope that I will return to full health, you know, and it's just by getting out there and meeting people like you.
So I noticed baseball is a huge part of your life. Can you tell me a little bit about what it means to you and how you got into it?
Yeah, how did I get into it? I have a degree in physical education.
Okay.
I was fortunate enough to receive a scholarship to play football and baseball at St. Lawrence University. In fact, I am raised in a family of 9 children.
Wow.
Buffalo, New York. We were poor, but we didn't know we were poor. Kind of a cool family.
Oh.
In the process, my dad says after high school you get 2 choices. You can go join the service or hope that you get a scholarship. So I love football, I love baseball. I had a hard time choosing between both. And down the street there's a chapel that belongs to an orphanage that's, believe it or not, there were orphanages when I was a kid. And I would visit that chapel every Saturday morning before I played my football games, and then I continued. And that was my time for just my one-on-one with God, just to say what I'm thankful for and say what I'm thankful not to have to. And in that process I had prayed, God, help me to find a way to get a scholarship. Hopefully I can stay healthy, play well enough for coaches to recognize me and take a stab at allowing me to come to their university. And so I did that every week for years. And in the process, my senior year, I managed to have the attention of 13 different colleges. All of them wanted me to play football for them and some baseball. And so I decided to go ahead and fulfill my dreams at St. Lawrence University. During that time, I told God, I promise, you give me the scholarship, I'll give back. And so I kind of forgot about it. Later in life, I got married, I had children. My son Casey was 5 years old at the time. I was enthralled to get him involved in t-ball. I took him to his first practice and I realized there was no coach. In fact, there was a mom heading up the team, and she really didn't know what she was doing. I was kind of frustrated. And I'm like, well, where's the dad? And they said, there is none. There wasn't enough dads to volunteer. And I was frustrated, but my dad had taught me a lesson, one of many. He said, whenever you find yourself in a frustrating situation, you have 1 or 2 choices to make. You can choose to be part of the problem and bitch about it and point fingers, or you can choose to be part of the solution and do something about it. And that's when I got what I'm going to call a spiritual wedgie. I felt like God just grabbed me from the back of my shorts and hoisted them above the atomic wedgie and said, okay, pal, this is your chance to give back. I'm going, oh yeah, that's right, I made that promise that I would give back. But I'm going, t-ball? I'm like this great athlete. T-ball? Really, God? And that was it. That was my start. I chose to be part of the solution, and so I got involved with the kids, and you know, I got back on the computer and learned all the drills, and it became a way of life. I'm like, it was great. It was my antidote. I had a regular job at the time. So let's fast forward about 3 years, and I come up the driveway every day from work. And there's my sons. I have another son now, Logan. So Casey is probably 8 years old, Logan is 5. They've got the hockey sticks on and they're beating the crap out of each other. And Dad walks up the driveway like, hey, Dad's home, yeah, you know. And every day I got this hero's welcome. Well, this one particular day, my sons stopped and they both look at me like they were talking. I walk up the driveway and it's like, hey, no Dad, no nothing. I'm like, what's up, guys? Like, hey, Dad, why do you look so unhappy every day when you come home from work? And that penetrated my heart. I'm going, wow, you guys noticed it?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, Dad, I hated my job. I hated what I was doing. But yet when they saw me on the baseball field, they're like, Dad, you are so much fun out there. And I realized that that's where my heart is. And so I spoke with my wife and I told them what they said. And she says, why don't you make a job out of teaching kids baseball? You teach so many of them right now. See, I had a program that I started once I played with these T-ball kids, and let's say there's 10 teams, and on every team there's one really good kid or two really good kids, but he's frustrated because nobody else can play catch with him. So I found these kids, and I'd get 10 or 12 of them together on a Sunday, and I would run a practice, and I would fulfill their need for better competition. And from that, I built a couple of teams that played when the season ended in Little League, and we'd go on and play travel baseball. I did it for nothing. That was me giving back still. And my wife says, well, why don't you start a business? I'm going, I can't charge the kids anything.
Yeah.
I've done this for nothing. This is my way of saying, God, I'm giving back.
Mm-hmm.
So she said, why don't you talk to our pastor? I went to my pastor and I said, hey, Pastor Chuck, here's my situation. I explained.